Alright, bro, I'm going to be telling you how you can actually stick to nofap and stop relaxing. Now, I know I just made a video on why nofap can make you depressed. That only applies to you if you keep failing nofap, very commonly you keep relapsing, and you think that it makes you a loser to relapse. But if you realize that relapsing is actually part of the journey, it'll help you a lot more. It'll help you realize that you're not a terrible person for relaxing, because it's pretty hard to break a habit that you've been doing for probably around a decade or just under, or like 5 years. Just like that, you know? You can't just break it like that with one night. It's very hard. So the main strategy that I used to stop fapping is seeing yourself as someone that doesn't do it. You gotta stop thinking of yourself as someone that actually is trying to quit nofap or trying to do nofap. You need to start seeing yourself as someone that doesn't actually fap. I know it sounds cringe, but you need to start seeing yourself as the Sigma that actually, pulls girls and doesn't fap. You start seeing yourself as the person that you want to be. Because if you're not seeing yourself as the person you want to be, how do you think you'll become that person? Do you think it'll just happen naturally as you become successful or as you go down a self-improvement journey? Which it might, but that's only if you actually start thinking that you are these values, that you have these values. So you need to actually see yourself as someone that doesn't fap. You need to stop thinking, okay, I'm going to quit nofap this time. You need to stop counting. You need to stop counting the days that you've been on nofap, or that you've been on nofap. Because what are you going to think when you're like, oh, I've made it to 1 week? Okay, why does that matter? You've stopped fapping, haven't you? Why are you still counting? It's like you're waiting to relapse. It's like it's going to happen. You're saying, how high can I get? What's my high score on nofap? There shouldn't be a high score. If you want to stop fapping, you just stop fapping. You don't, oh, can I get to 2 weeks this time? Don't get any milestones. Just the milestone is to stop fapping completely. And this can be hard. It can be hard to suddenly see yourself as someone that doesn't fap and someone that isn't actually on nofap, because it's pretty hard when you get the urge to think, I don't do it, right? Instead of trying to say, don't do it, right? You can't, it's hard to not do something if you're not telling yourself to not do it, right? So what you need to do, I talked about this in my beliefs of the reason you're unsuccessful video, which is you need to remind yourself a lot of who you are, of who you want to be. You need to actually ingrain it into your brain that you don't fap, or you can do this for any sort of bad habit that you want to fix. If you want to stop, let's say, watching YouTube right now, what you're doing, watching YouTube, or just binge watching, you need to say, okay, I'm disciplined, I don't do that, I indulge in only healthy habits. And if you actually get yourself to believe it, then you wouldn't ever go on YouTube, because you're like, that's not what I do. And if you ever got the urge to, you'd be like, that would be lying to yourself, that would be going back on what you've said. And this especially helps if you actually go and tell people. Now, this can be awkward when you're doing it in relation to nofap, like you say, yeah, I don't fap. But yeah, if you can talk to your friend and you just say, I don't fap anymore, like to one of your close friends, then when you do actually want to fap, you'll feel kind of guilty, right? Because you'll be like, bro, this is my identity now. Why would I don't do that, right? So if you can, this is mainly for the other habits that isn't nofap, because it's kind of awkward to talk about it, but let's say you're trying to quit video games and your friends or family ask, why don't you play video games anymore? And you say, I don't do that. right? You don't say, I'm trying to stop. You say, I don't do that anymore. That's not who I am. Because then if you ever get the urge to, you'll be like, that's not my identity anymore, right? I don't do it. Yeah. Good luck, man. Nofap is a journey. It really is hard to do. So keep trying, but stop thinking that you are. See ya, man.